Okay, so also in studio with us we have Sandra Hohmann. Sandra, you don't have. This is great. I love this because Sandra doesn't have like a nonprofit or anything. She's just putting her own money into the Mitten Durch. You say it.
Mitten Durch Festival.
See, much better. Mitten Durch Festival.
Now we all have to try that. So it's Mitten Durch, right?
Yeah, Mitten Durch.
Mitten Durch.
Get your.
Yeah. Okay, you guys have to try.
Same time.
Mitten Durch.
Mitten.
You sound good.
It's like you're at home. That's what it feels like, doesn't it, Sandra?
Sandra, okay, the Mitten Durch Festival, which means going straight through it, essentially, right? In German. Sandra's German, obviously. So this is a mental health awareness concert that will be down at the Ogden Amphitheater. Sandra is putting this on herself. Foreign Figures, Blind Love, Future Ex-Boyfriend, who we've had on Van Sessions, Junk Percussion Trio, and Old Ghosts, Nick Garn, who we've also had on Van Sessions. This is May 27th, $20 at the door. So, go now. This is how much you making off of this, Sandra?
Probably not much.
You're just doing this. You're just doing this for the love. Is that why?
Yes, I'm doing it because I want to raise awareness for mental health. 30% of all Utahns suffer from mental health. We actually the leading state with mental health problems.
Are we really?
According to the next study.
I didn't know that.
In 2022.
I fully believe that.
And also we are on 51 spot for mentalhealth.com with less access to mental care. We don't go seek help. So
okay, so wait, we're the state with the most problems, but we're also the state with the least amount of asking for help, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's it. They didn't really go in detail when I looked at the study, but so we are really very low with seeking help, getting help, and we are high on mental illness. So, okay,
so what's your involvement on the mental health side? Why did you pick an awareness for mental health?
Well, Tyler Clan, when he did Love Loud, right before he did Love Loud, he's from Neon Trees. He started crying, and he was really, really upset because he was a Mormon, and then that was his spot in the church, and then they amended the church constitution. When he cried so much and was looking for a place to be, it hurt me. It hurt me, like seeing him cry like that. It made me really upset. And then during the same time, 6 kids, my kids know, died of suicide, and so. I just want to help people. I mean, I just want to show people what's available, and also I think people always think when they get help, like depression is gonna be an end inside, but actually you just have to. That's where the names come from. You have to always go through it. It's like asthma and diabetes. When you suffer from depression, anxiety, you constantly have to conquer and conquer and conquer. It's never gonna be totally the end. It's not like looking at the bright side and it's done. It's a mental illness. So I want to show where help is available when the help is needed.
And you have personal history. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yeah. I grew up in an orphanage because my parents both of my parents were schizophrenic. So I grew up.
That's schizophrenic, Todd.
Yeah.
I like the way you say it.
We call it schizophrenic.
Yeah.
So I got in the orphanage when I was 2 years old. My parents dropped me off at an aunt, and the aunt they never returned, so they got me into the orphanage, like 2 kilometers away from them. So I saw my parents after that maybe twice or 3 times a year, and back then the help was deep medication, so my parents died very young. But now I think people with schizophrenia can live a good life with the help available.
So what kind of awareness are you providing at the actual event? There's booths there, right?
Yes, I want to have the community involved. I want to have as many information and booths not
Booths.
booths, booths available as possible. I'm also thinking often people don't realize that ADHD is a mental illness, and people who suffer from ADHD, they can focus, they can have often they have problems with careers, they forget to text you, all the kind of like mental illnesses you don't even think of as a mental illness, because often when you go to mental health festivals, you only see depression and anxiety, but not even anxiety that much. There's no anxiety hotline. There's only a suicide hotline. But sometimes people with relationship anxiety, they exhaust all their friendships and stuff like that because they dump it on everybody. So I wish there would be an anxiety hotline available.
Oh man, I totally would. I've had panic attacks where I thought I was going to die, and I end up in like not the ER, the emergency room, but you go to the local clinic. And I remember the nurses would check you in, and I'm like, why are they not panicked? Like, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
But they know that I'm just having a panic attack. And so if there was a number or something that I could call, that would probably be helpful.
And I know they have a Utah crisis line, but and they're saying it's for anxiety, but often it's just built as a suicide hotline. And like I was a WebMD junkie. I thought I had all the illnesses in the world, as I was dying of cancer, onset of Alzheimer with 30, things like that. And when you dump it on every friend you have, after a while you don't have no friends no more. So I think it would be good to have an anxiety hotline too. But anyway, at my festival, I want addiction, anxiety, depression, anonymous alcoholics, and even churches can provide help for people who seek help. Like I want all the churches, Washington Heights, I haven't approached them yet, Washington Heights and St. Joseph and LDS Church there. And I want the Bright Center there too. So I want everybody there who has information for people so they know, okay, I can call them if I need, or I can go there and seek therapy.
I love this idea. I think this is wonderful. Is wonderful.
Thank you.
Do you have a date chosen yet?
May 27th.
May 27th is, you have time for this to grow even just a little bit more before May 27th.
Yeah.
I think that somebody who's listening to the show right now is going to contribute in some way, and we'll put them in touch with you.
Okay. That would
Because
be
I
great.
think that
Thank
this
you.
is such a fantastic idea. I think the mental health, it touches all of us in some capacity every day. And like you said, it's not something that just goes away. I think that anxiety and depression is one thing, we were just talking about that, of course, that should be taught in schools.
Yeah.
It should be much more accepted at this point than it is. And so,
Yes.
I mean, that definitely touches me as well.
And then also like untidy houses or things like that where people beat themselves up over it. That's also a symptom of mental health issues. And often people are not lazy. They just have a hard time getting themselves together. So, and I think in Utah, women hide kind of because they want to like show that they're like hospital and on all that kind of stuff. So a good woman, like with the LTS faith, and I think it's often hidden mental health illness, and I think that's why I think there's a relationship between the LTS faith and mental illness, because we always want to be good and look good and.
I think if we looked a little deeper, I think we'd find real fast that the prescription, the amount of people on prescriptions in the state of Utah is very high. In fact, I imagine we're in the top couple, but we're not talking about the reasons why probably all those prescriptions are being taken. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want to like harbor on the LDS church. I mean, I was doing a Bible study myself as president of the chapel. There was lots of ladies, including me, who were struggling, and everybody wants to always look good. Women in particular, they always want to look good, and everything is considered like, especially in the Baptist belief, a sin or anything like that. So they're not putting it out there when they're struggling, and then it's seen as lazy when you cannot cut your grass or your house, clean your house or something like that. So I want to make people more aware of symptoms, which they're not really aware of.
That's so interesting because men share the same issues in totally different ways.
Yeah, not being able to focus, not
Well,
growing up.
the trying to be somebody maybe manly or something
Yeah.
that you're trying to portray something to the public, and then behind closed doors you're breaking down or something, you know.
Yeah.
And so
I've never heard anybody say that about me, but I do hear what you're saying. Shade's over there going, yeah, this guy over here.
Shay just didn't dare tell you. we have a meeting afterwards.
But this
so,
does happen. This is very sure. And so when you put together an event like this, it creates this safe space
Yeah.
and a place of resources, and you can have an amazing time with these amazing bands. Where'd you get the lineup that you have so far?
Well, during COVID, I saw during I call it usually pandemic regulations, not COVID.
There you go.
Pandemic relations.
Regulations.
Oh, yeah.
During the pandemic regulations, there were not many concerts and things like that, and so Foreign Figures was one of the bands who did play at the Gateway Mall,
Okay.
where you can. It's like 20 people. You could go there and you see it, and then you go to see the next band. I know that the Proper played on one of them too. So I saw them there, and then I saw them at the Fork.
Proper Way plays everywhere. Oh my God, you can't escape them. I'm like, maybe this is one place that they haven't seeped into, and it's like, nope, they've been down there as well.
And then I saw them at the Fork Festival in 2022, and it was one of those bands which were twice like bigger and played at the during the pandemic regulation. And then my daughters saw them in Sandwich Junior High. They saw them in Salt Lake City of Performing Arts, not during COVID now. Their platform is mental health. And in Roy High, they were in Fremont. So they're going all over the state telling kids not to bully other kids and be themselves.
This was the band.
The
that was
Foreign Figures.
Foreign Figures. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I picked them. And I also saw them at Love Loud when they opened for Kesha. That was it in 2017, I think. So that was always a band I wanted to have for a mental health festival. It's the first band I approached, and they were fully for it. So, and then I had Blind Love. Broken is a friend of mine. I saw him opening. Broken is the lead singer from Blind Love for The Offspring at the Nightmare Before Christmas.
They opened for The Offspring.
X96 and so and then he became my friend, and then during the pandemic they had this song I Want to Be Okay, and it went nationwide.
Oh.
All over the
Well, how did I miss that? I wonder if I know it. I would have to listen to it.
Blind Love? Yeah, I don't know. You know it?
No, that song.
That song,
I'm gonna have to look
yeah
at that
and
song.
then they got signed, but I don't think they're signed no more. But I always thought, and when I met Broken, he's the same. Like, I met him online first, and then when I met him in person, he's the same,
Oh, that's wonderful.
like in person than he is, like, online. And then, of course, Nick was a friend of mine. He's old ghost since 2022 because he played at music at the Plaza. So, and then the future ex-boyfriend, the drummer, used to store the drum at Caleb's studio, UT Audio. And I liked them because I saw them at the Trail Fest, and I saw them at Buzzards and Bee in Provo. I really liked them a lot, the future ex-boyfriend. And then the Chunk Percussion Trio, they played at the Mental Health Festival at Weber State. Last year they had a small festival, and I really like how they play on pots and pans. So that's how I got them. The only band I approached and didn't really want to play was Chris Allen. He's American Idol winner.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
the Blind Love song. I Want to Be Okay.
And that's what we have rights for right there.
Yeah.
You know it?
No, but I'll listen to it.
Fine.
It's never easy to hear your name.
Well, it sounds like you found each other, these bands. And
Yeah. And they're gonna open for Royal Bliss on Saturday, and then they open for Blue October. It was their dream to open for Blue October. They opened for Blue October a couple months ago.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So yeah,
And the lead singer right now of Foreign Figures almost wasn't going to make the show because he's a
Yeah.
little busy, right?
Yeah. So when I approached Foreign Figures, they were all saying, "Man, we are super excited. That's what we're standing for." And then right before when it came to signing the contract, they told me, "Hey, we might be only a 3-piece because one of us, each is gonna be at a national singing competition." That's what they called it. I figured out it would be probably American Idol or The Voice, and then EJ posted a couple weeks ago that he's on The Voice. And then 2 weeks ago, they told me that he will be at my festival. So,
Well, wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So he's on The Voice this season right
Yes.
now. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
and he was picked by Blake Shelton, and now he's.
Well, we don't have to hold that against him, but. Oh, he's fun. I'm kidding. I kid.
And
Hey,
well,
it's Blake's last season. This is a big deal, Todd.
This is a big day for me. This is fantastic. This day gets better and better. No, I think that's great.
and now he's on Neil Horan, I think is his name.
Oh, he got
Team.
he got a team swap. I don't know
Yeah.
what they call that.
And
Okay.
that's- And I think Neil is from One Direction. Or
Yeah.
Was he on One
Yeah.
Direction?
Yes. They had one
Now,
good
now
song.
we're talking my guys there.
Well, I don't know. But so I did not know that he was going to be on The Voice. So when I approached him, but I'm
Funny.
like, I sometimes
It means you have
like, I-
excellent taste in music, is what it means.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, I'm kind of excited that I picked him before I knew. So
Well, I was talking to Sandra before, and I said, so. By the way, you can follow Mitten Durch Instagram.
yeah,
You're just going to breeze right through that?
I'm just gonna breeze right through.
you can follow us on
Mitten-
Instagram, on Facebook, and on bands in town, and the
see if I can-
tickets can be bought on Eventbrite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there it is. MITTENDURCH. Because you're probably, by the way I'm saying it, not going to
No,
just go ahead
you're
and
doing good.
search that on Instagram. Mitten Durch. It's really good. But you do have some of the socials. But I just found it fascinating. I said, would you have a nonprofit or anything? She was like, no, I'm just going to pay for it. I'm going to pay for it, build awareness, and hopefully I can do it again next year.
Correct. I was in a car accident in 2021, and the guy hit me hard. I couldn't move the right leg for a couple of months, so I had a settlement, and I thought, oh well, now finally I can. I told my husband, we're not gonna spend the money on vacation or anything. We're just gonna do it for the festival. So, so because it's my. and he-
Shane's in here. Who's from a local band, and I'm like, that's how you spend money, Shane. Like, yeah. Spend it on a local festival. So that's props, and one that raises awareness.
Yeah. So should I get the money back, then we're gonna do another one next year. So.
But yeah, put this on your calendar now if you're listening. May 27th. It's only $20 to get in. It's for a good cause. Let's help Sandra recoup her funds, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
And then did I hear this is at the amphitheater?
Yeah. So who are you working with at the city?
Ashley Brookwood and Derek Williamson.
Ashley and Derek at the city. So yeah.
Sorry you were assigned to Derek. But again,
But Shane went with me to talk to Derek for the first time.
Derek's all right. We tease. We're friends. This small town sometimes.
Oh, that's well. Good. Hey, good luck, Sandra. I'm so happy you're doing this. You got a really good lineup. Again, Foreign Figures, Blind Love, Future Ex-Boyfriend, which they were really, really good on.
We
band
loved
sessions.
having them on the
Yeah.
band sessions. Yeah.
And then Junk Percussion Trio and Old Ghost. He may be tied for the record with most van sessions.
He's
I'm
done
not-
well.
I watched them all.
proper
guy in here, yeah,
is yeah. 4 or 5.
We had him back when he was a young ghost.
Yeah,
That's how.
No, he wasn't.
he was still alive. Wasn't even a ghost. He was just.
It was
He was
before.
just old. He was
He was also the Reverend.
It was when he was still alive.
He was also the Reverend in the Revelry. Or I can't
yeah,
even
yeah.
say
He's
that.
been on the.
Yeah.
I know because
It's
every time
been real easy to follow his career.
Oh yeah,
Like it
he'll
really
come on.
is.
I'm like, oh,
What do you?
what do I call you? What do I call you? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. We
Well,
were in a band for a while too.
One thing we have to say about Nick, Nick is Old Ghost. So when I told him, hey, I got the funds, he said, well, let's do it. You don't have to charge me anything. I do anything you want me to do, Sandra, for the festival, because that's important to me. So, he was like right then and like checking in. and stuff like that. So that's really nice. And Nick is like
Good on Nick.
amazing,
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
amazing performer. So
It's going to be a great day.
Awesome. Yep. Good luck again. That is May 27th, Mitten Durch, going straight through it
Mitten
festival.
Durch. Let's just, yeah.
I was
Dirk?
Durch.
good
Dirk.
job, yes. And it's like I'm going on a
One person
bear
not
hunt.
mic'd.
I'm
Dirk.
going on a bear hunt. I can't go over it. I can't go under it. Have you not played that? When you were like a,
You say a bear
Oyster?
hunt?
was it lion hunt or bear hunt?
I don't.
Bear hunt. Yeah.
Bear
Yes.
hunt. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you can't go over it. You can't go under it. You gotta go straight
Through it.
And then by the time they meet the bear, then they run off. Well, we cannot really run off. We people with depression, they still have to do it. We
Yeah.
have that.
So go straight through it.
Yeah.
Mitten Durch.
Killed it.
Is that better?
That's good. That's
See?
yes.
On that note,
On that note, thanks, Sandra, so much for coming in today.